It's Week 7 of the National Football League. And center stage belongs to Matthew Stafford. We'll see him sling it all over the yard in this one. It's the Bisons and the Steelers, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to British Columbia and the gleaming jewel that is Vancouver, Canada. Today we've got a matchup here in Week 7 as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Bisons of Vancouver. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis joining you from the booth. And, Charles, we take a peek at this Vancouver team entering play.
They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive.
Bringing them out is the 12th-year pro seeking a return to Pro Bowl form, Russell Wilson.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Wilson going to come out throwing. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Wilson, sliding out of the pocket. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Nothing open downfield, he keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Wilson.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there, nearly an opening drive, INT. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Gunnar Olszewski
with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They're brought out by a man now in his 15th NFL season, one of the most productive passers in league history, and a former Super Bowl champion, Matthew Stafford.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated. That was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
So I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Suckup for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The scoop and score. Play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. To throw is Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. But what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask Marvin.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Kennedy. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6.
2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring.
Throwing is Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now it's Wilson. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Gunnar Olszewski.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And it's now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves.
And he loses the football a second time.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Boy, very surprising. 2 lost fumbles for him, and we're still in the first quarter of play.
And you want to make a quick trip to the doghouse, maybe to the bench? Fumble twice in the first quarter as he just did. Now you just wonder, is he going to be thinking about every time?
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson. 37 yards.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Extra point put through by Succop. And it is 28-0. So they hit pay dirt on just 1 play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. To return, here's Agnew.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And 1st and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Derrick Henry
with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers open the lead up to 34-0.
Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Extra point try now for Succop. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away.
To return, here's Agnew.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
This defense for the Steelers very strong in that victory a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Renfro, the motion man. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Got his man, it's Warren.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Well, the screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
Olszewski now to return.
A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Wilson.
Middle of the field to Jefferson. Down inside the 10.
Touchdown!
Van Jefferson.
36 yards.
And the Steelers have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down.
Good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Suck up for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. To return, here's Agnew.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way.
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. To return, here's Agnew. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he won't get in, but you can't be set up any better than that. They'll have the ball at the 1-yard line. The best starting field position you could possibly have. First and goal from the 1. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Russell Wilson taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers have got it on cruise control. Succop for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time?
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Man, that's a third fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally, but how rare is it for us to see?
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Steelers just continue to roll.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the route is on here in this first half. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. You look at this Steeler defense.
It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball.
but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away.
The return is Olszewski.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Covered a lot of ground there. 81 yards on the punt return.
And the Steelers extend their lead yet again.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Suck up for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series.
And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Stafford. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it?
And he's loose again. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. He goes 55 yards on the punt return.
And the Steelers are pouring it on.
That's the second touchdown return of the game. And yes, we're only in the first quarter.
How about that for a start? So he's on pace for 8. You think he gets there?
I don't see how. But right now, he's got to like what he's getting done.
Yeah, he likes it. His team loving it. Extra point try now for Suckup. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. To return, here's Agnew.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the This will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline, or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Suck up for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. To return, here's Agnew.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Following the fumble recovery, Wilson looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Russell Wilson, a 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers have got it on cruise control.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the route is on here in this first half. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. And the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. at their 36-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
On the give, it's Warren.
He can't. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Fighting through pressure. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Wilson. And in for the Steelers, touchdown.
Tommy Kennedy
from 19 yards away.
And the Steelers continue to pull away here in this 1st half. Well, I'll say one thing, Charles. You're getting really good practice here in breaking down touchdowns. What did you see there?
Well, the same thing I've seen over and over and over in this 1st half. My scintillating analysis, Brandon, this offense is absolutely taking no prisoners.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the route is on here in this 1st half. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. To return, here's Agnew.
Taking it about the 1. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And Stafford's going to be taken down. That's a safety.
Part
Partner, you got to check this out, because while they rightly congregate around the guy who just made the play on field, take a look at the sideline, because they all went over to congratulate their punter, because they remember it was his kick that set them up so close to the end zone and gave them an opportunity to get the safety that we just saw to add to their lead. That's teamwork right there. Full complementary football, and they got it done.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown. Michael Pruitt, 61 yards. And the Steelers just continue to roll. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers, or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Suck up for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away. To return, here's Agnew.
And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. And now their hill to climb has gotten taller. They had the safety last time they had the football. That led to the touchdown a moment ago. So that deficit going in the wrong direction as they try to right the ship here. 1st and 10.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back to throw, Stafford. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now it's Stafford. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
To throw is Wilson. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. To return, here's Agnew.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential. Without
a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Extra point put through by Succop, and the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so.
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Tommy Kennedy with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Steelers extend their lead yet again. In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Succop for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away. To return, here's Agnew. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Well, after incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And they'll have a short field to go as this drive starts on the fringe of the red zone at the 20. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Tommy Kennedy on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers are pouring it on. So not only is that his third touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
The tackle credited to Deshaun Elliott, the safety.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Miles Killebrew with a pick.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And he's got this to Jefferson. He's still on his feet.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Van Jefferson
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Steelers have got it on cruise control. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. To return, here's Agnew.
And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Well, a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
First and 10, it's Patterson.
Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Pittsburgh.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Kennedy, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Wilson. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Gunnar Olszewski
With touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Steelers just continue to roll.
It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the route is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. And the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there?
Touchdown!
Tommy Kennedy
On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers extend their lead yet again. Boy, I mean, at this point, what more do we say here? I got nothing.
And you know, so many people talk all the time about having announcer-less games, and they want that. This could be a candidate for it, because if we stay here and do this, we're going to have a lot to fill in the second half.
There's still another half?
Succop for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. To return, here's Agnew. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
Extra point try now for Succop. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. On first down, Wilson. And then turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. first throw now for the backup, Allen. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The Steelers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Tommy Kennedy, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are pouring it on.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Suck up for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. Stafford on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Well, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Kyle Allen, a 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. To return, here's Agnew.
And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And this will be gathered up in the end zone. And that's a defensive touchdown. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.